Prime Minister Wael al-Halaqi discussed with Saeed Jalili, Secretary of the Iranian Supreme Council for National Security, bilateral relations and ways of improving them in the fields of oil and gas, healthcare, agriculture and electric power. Al-Halaqi and Jalili overviewed the results of previous exchange visits and ways of implementing and speeding up what was agreed upon before in providing diesel fuel, flour, olive oil, citrus and medicines. Al-Halaqi pointed out that the Israeli attack on a research facility in Syria isn't only an attack on Syria, but also on the resistance axis in the region, thanking Iran for its stance on the side of Syria in face of the current challenges. The Prime Minister explained the measures taken by the Cabinet to implement President Assad's political initiative and the meetings it is carrying out in preparation for the national dialogue. On his part, Jalili said that this initiative represents an objective basis to solve the crisis in Syria, voicing condemnation over the Israeli aggression on Syria. The Iranian official said this attack is a foolish act that reveals the aggressive nature of the Zionist entity. Jalili also met with Ali Haidar, Minister of State for National Reconciliation Affairs, and discussed prospects of national dialogue and the role of the ministry in this context, and in preserving the social fabric and national unity of Syria. Mr. Haidar emphasized that his ministry has comprehensive plans to deal with the negative repercussions of the crisis. Upon his arrival at Damascus International Airport today, Secretary of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, Saeed Jalili, said that the enemies claim to be defending the Syrians as they are attacking them. Jalili affirmed that his visit to Syria comes in the framework of the strong relations between the two countries, adding, "I hope my visit will result in many successes regarding national dialogue and delivering aid to the Syrian people, consolidating their steadfastness in the face of enemies' conspiracies." Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that terrorism is unjustified in order to overthrow legitimate governments, and that countries have to overcome a crisis through comprehensive dialogue. Lavrov's statement came in a speech in Munich conference. The Russian Foreign Minister also said that if the parties of Geneva Agreement carried out what they have agreed upon, the crisis in Syria would have ended. He added that Russia supports democratic reforms and changes a way of imposing any foreign dictations on the states. On the US missile shield, Lavrov affirmed that Russia rejects the mentality of the Cold War. Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki affirmed that direct foreign interference in Syria's international affairs using weapons, funds and planning has become obvious. In an interview with Al Mayadeen TV channel, al-Maliki warned that the region is in danger, that there is a plan to redivide it. And this plan is causing what is happening in Iraq, Syria and Egypt in order to divert them from their pivotal role in favor of a project that involves Turkey and benefits Israel primarily, while greater powers are watching. A delegation representing the General Federation of Trade Unions in Iraq paid a solidarity visit to Syria. Chairman of the Iraqi delegation, Qasim Hamoud, said that Iraq and Syria are facing the same plans, stressing that the visit is an expression of the Iraqi people's complete support of Syria, referring that the conspiracy against Syria aims to make it change its principled stance. The Iraqi delegation also condemned the recent Israeli aggression against the scientific research center in Jemraya. In a new terrorist attack, a terrorist group planted an explosive charge under the car of citizen Imad Saidi in Ibn Asakir area in Damascus. Al-Saidi was seriously wounded and taken to hospital as a result of the blast.
People were massacred. We are not sleeping anymore. We are Muslims like them. Why are they doing this to us? God protect Syria.
About 8 a.m. Imad went out to his job, and after about 15 meters away from his home, his car was bombed while he was inside it. It's such a terrorist act.
We woke up to the sound of a bombing in the Shaur area. It was an explosive device planted inside one of the man's cars. His only crime was that he left his homeland. We denounce this explosion and we tell the terrorists that we will not stop defending Syria.
Al-Amiriya is on the way to Hamsa's villages beside Ain al-Dananir village, where we went to see what happened in Al-Amiriya, which were attacked by terrorists who killed people, burned and destroyed the houses. We walked through the village and listened to the citizens there as we witnessed about what happened.
10 days ago, the village called the southern Ain Hussein, which is 2 kilometers along the west, crowded with terrorists as they fired the shells against the village. There were mortar shells and they shot fire. This continued for 3 days, and they attacked the Amiriya area as they threw the citizens out of the village. They also broke into the village, and we still cannot say anything. Some of the people were kidnapped and others were wounded.
قرية العامرية تم عليها هجوم من قبل مسلحين.
Terrorists attacked Al-Amiriya village with 14 Doshka cars, well equipped. And each can contained about 10 to 15 terrorists. They attacked the village and committed a number of massacres there. The great massacre was inside the mosque, as they slaughtered women and children and even raped the women there inside the mosque. Some of the victims are at the hospital now, and some of them still we couldn't reach their bodies.
هناك إرهابيين ومسلحين.
There are terrorists from different nationalities trying to throw the citizens away, steal their properties, and destroy their homes. They also attacked the Amiriya village and committed some massacres.
I am the village baker. They shot the village with mortar shells, so we left our jobs and walked away.
They are shooting us with shells and won't leave our home.
عناصر غريبة من عين حسين.
Strangers broke into the Ain Hussein area, Tunisians, Moroccans, and others.
While we were there, a mortar shell fell in Ain al-Dananir school. Terrorists hiding in Ain Hussein shot it.
في ليك هلا نحن أثناء تفقدنا للمدرسة ليك القذيفة كيف وقعت.
Look at the shell. We found it here while we were visiting the school. There are shells falling on the schools.